today I want to talk about Loki. That growing feeling and looking between the stories in the Poetic Edda, that what and how does Loki have this relationship with Odin? Because in Lokasen, obviously, it's stated by Loki that Loki and Odin are bloodbound to each other, blood brothers. And there's no other real detail on why that is, but I want to put forward a theory that I have. It's just a theory. It's that sort of, when you're looking at the Poetic Edda and the poems in there, it's piecing together the things that it doesn't say, that it hints at. Now, obviously, in Voluspa, the witch, the seer, says the first war that takes place is the war between the Aesir and the Vanir. Which, given that Odin and his brothers go off and, in essence, slay the first giant and create the realms, you would think the first war should be between the Aesir and the Jotnar. That the Jotnar would go, "Oi, what the F have you done? Here we was, nice in our sort of established chaos, if you like, and you've come along and rewritten the universe. We need to have words." Now, is this where the Odin and Loki blood brothers thing comes into play? That maybe foreseeing a bit of aggravation for resetting or recreating the universe, Loki's already in there and is holding off or pacifying the Jotnar by sort of saying, "It's okay, we got this sorted," or we wait until the time is right to have our revenge against the Aesir. Because obviously, depending on the levels of prophecy and that, Loki leads the Jotnar in the time of Ragnarok. So this puts Loki in the position that sort of really, is he playing all sides? Is bang in the middle, giving everyone what they need to hear and manipulating things, being that sort of weaver of chaos that perhaps Odin already knows or has confirmed once he has the prophecy of the witch, etc., etc. I mean, it has to be said that for being blood brother, it takes an awful lot, really, to get to Lokasen and all the things that Loki has done for Odin to finally lose patience with him. I mean, this includes being responsible for the death of his son Balder. It's still sort of, Odin is held by his oath to Loki. It's only once Lokasen happens that everyone goes, enough is enough, go catch him, fish him out of the water in his form of a salmon, imprison him until Ragnarok happens. presumably Loki escapes and is one of those sort of conditions that activates Ragnarok. So it's one of those things that just sort of, again, is looking in between the lines of the Poetic Edda to sort of find answers from vague statements made in the poems. And that's really perhaps the key. Is the Poetic Edda has many levels to it, I feel I'm learning, and that perhaps in these poems there's a roadmap to the other tales that are not recorded, that are hinted at, and the secret to unlocking it is to, I suppose, make leaps of faith. A lot of people have a lot of theories on the Poetic Edda, and a lot of the time people are saying my theory is right or that theory is wrong, and things are literal, things are not literal, things are metaphorical. I can't help but feeling that the Poetic Edda is all of those things and more, and that's perhaps the key to delving deeper and unlocking what's been lost. I don't know. There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of it is going to be maybe controversial or not acceptable to other people. That's okay. It's very much, I can accept that a lot of people will respond negatively to lines of thinking like that. You can't write on top of the old writings because no one's going to respect them as much as them, because they're a treasure of antiquity that no one is going to give plausible credit, I think, easily to anything that's created in this modern time. That's a challenge, but I guess we're gonna have to see what happens. It's a curious and strange time, but I think that's where perhaps the secrets lie with this relationship between Odin and Loki, and what Loki represents. I'm not Loki's biggest fan. I guess that's because I've always favoured order over chaos. But I can't disrespect Loki either, and I'm trying to understand his part and how that all fits into these dynamics. Anyway, that's me for now. That's some thoughts about Loki and the Edda, really, the Poetic Edda. See you in my next video. Cheers.